Hey guys, and welcome back at Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. I am back today to do another idea for our Dia ephemera journal. That's really hard to say today, apparently. Let's quickly take a look through and see what we have already created. So our first item for our idea journal was this fold-up pocket with side tuck. So we have these cute little tags, this side tuck. And then I just put it in this idea journal that I made. I wrote down some notes about paper sizes, where to score, and how we can alter it to change it up a bit. The next item we created was this quadruple pocket tag folio. Now I don't have the tags completed for this, or the journal cards, but this is one that can get sewn into the signature of a journal. Obviously I didn't do it with this one, but some places for some little journal cards, some tags, and in here are these two cute little pockets that you can put in journaling cards as well, or tags. Again, you can have this as a flip out on a journal page, or you can sew it into your signatures. Okay, then third one that we did was this simple pocket with a front tuck. Now it's just folded up to create different pocket spaces here in your journal. I have just put one large tag in here, and you can also have it as a pocket on the back or a tuck. So we've got a spot here. We actually can have a spot right here to tuck something. We have this little pocket in the front for some little tags or tickets. And then we also have this side tuck here that has a tag in it with more journaling space that you can have on the back. So that was a lot of fun as well to do. So again, we're working on item number 4 today. Let's take a look at it. This is a matchbook style fold out journal spot. So we can actually have it as something to tuck in a pocket, or we can use this to create a pocket or a side tuck. We simply have it open up like a matchbook style, and it folds out, and you have all this fun journaling space. Now, this is just a simple version. You can definitely step this up, and you can create pockets on the inside of these flaps as well for places to tuck things. I've just left this one for lots of journaling space. So let's go ahead and create this simple style one right now, and I'll let you guys step it up as you see fit for your projects. So to start out, I have a 12 by 12 page of cardstock that is relatively thicker in, as you can hear, it's thicker in quality. You don't have to use a 12 by 12. You can actually use your scraps, but I'm going to have this measure out to be 9 3 inches for the one piece and 9 4 inches for the other. Again, you can alter the sizes for the scraps that you have. I just thought I would start out with a big piece here, so you can see the regular scores and cuts, and then you can alter it from there to see what you have fit for your scrap pieces. This is something that I saw over on MS Scrap Busters as well as Camellia Craft Designs, and I just thought it was a really unique one, and I thought we would try it out and put it in our journal. So to start out, let's get some cutting done. So again, this is a 12 by 12 piece. The first thing that we are going to want to do is cut it down to 9 inches. Again, you can leave it the full 12. I think the measurements for the 12, if you kept it at the full 12-inch size, would be 12 by 4 and then 12 by 5 inches. Those are the two pieces you would need to cut, but then again, you're going to have to alter your score lines for that. Okay, so this is not overly directional, but there is some writing here that is directional. Depending on whether or not you glue it down on your page, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to, I'm going to turn mine this way because I kind of want to keep that writing. I like that. Let's go ahead and cut this down to 9 inches. And let's get it cut here. So we'll cut here. Okay, I think I've got that right now, so I'm going to cut it down to 9. And then I'm going to cut a piece that is 4 inches. So this is our 4-inch one here. That's going to be the middle piece. And then the 3-inch piece is our outer piece. Hopefully that makes sense. But let's go ahead and cut a 4-inch piece. And I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm going to be gluing this into my book, so I'll save this for another project. So there's 4 inches. And I've got this piece that I can use for another project. I'm actually going to use this piece because this should be 3 inches, which it is. So then all I have to do is cut this down to 9. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so this is what I have left over. All right. So again, just to recap, the size of pieces that we need are a 4 by 9, so 4 inches by 9 inches, and 3 inches by 9. All right, so we're going to start with our 4 by 9 piece first, and we're going to pull out our scoreboard. Just going to use my small one here. And the first score lines we are going to make are at 3 inches and 6 inches. Now I want this to face out front, so I'm going to turn this over. Grab my scoring tool, score at 3 inches, and again at 6 inches. Okay, so before you fold this down and crease it completely, we're just going to gently fold it and make sure it folds nicely, and that looks pretty good. So then what we can do is hold it down and then just burnish the edges down, or just flatten those edges out. So there's 1 and 2. Again, we want this to have a nice fold to it. Okay, so we're going to set this piece aside for a minute. Now we're going to bring back in this 3-inch by 9-inch piece. And this one, the scoring's a little different on it. We're going to score not at 3 inches, we're going to go 1 tick less than 3. I think that is 2 7/8 if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm really horrible at math, guys, so measurements, I kind of just go with the flow. I'm more of a 3-inch less 1 tick type of person, so bear with me. And so we're going to score there. And now what I'm going to do, because my scoreboard isn't long enough, I'm just going to simply turn it over around like that and then score at 2 inches. Okay, now the reason why we wanted to score this at 3 less a tick is so that this nestles in here nicely, that we don't have, because if we scored it right at 3, the folding would impede on the edge of this and then it wouldn't sit nicely. Okay, so I'm going to move this scoreboard out of the way. So here is the bottom part of our flip, and then this is the top, and then as we can see, this should just nestle nicely right inside of here. Now on my sample piece I did use double-sided cardstock, so this is Tim Holtz paper that I used, and I just simply put in lined paper for writing. I just glued this down. If you're using one-sided cardstock, you don't exactly have to worry about that now, do you? You don't have to. If you want, you can put some coffee dyed paper in there to make it look a little older, but I'm going to be inking this up, so that's not a concern for me. The next thing I want to do, and this is optional, but we're going to round the corners. As you can see on this one, the corners are rounded. I don't know, I just think it looks a little bit nicer. Again, it's completely up to you. So I'll go ahead and round the corners. There we go. I hope everyone's doing well today and that you find yourself in your craft room creating something fun along with me. And a big thank you to all my new subscribers as well as my existing ones. Thank you so much for letting me do what I do. I love your comments, and yeah, I'm just so happy to be here doing this with you guys. Okay, so now we are ready to do some inking. Again, this part is completely optional. It's whatever your style is. I like the inked up look, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull in my little inking tray here, and I'm just going to quickly ink up the edges. So this is something that if you're not interested in watching, go ahead and fast forward. I don't think I'm going to be saying anything mind-blowing, so I'll just be jibber jabbering, really. So yeah, we're getting closer to the springtime. I'm so excited. I can't wait to have everything melt away and start thinking about my garden and my flowers. And yeah, I'm hoping this is the year that we get our backyard kind of sorted out. We've been in our house for a number of years, about 13, 14 years, and you know, we still haven't really solidified what we want in the yard itself. You know, we were busy when we built the house. We're busy with other things, you know, starting our family and stuff. So now that our family is older and we can use them, you know, help as slave labor to get the backyard done, we're going to go ahead and I think be able to do that this year. Hopefully it involves a fire pit and yeah, some nice plants, a nice sitting area. We back onto a green space, so it's quite nice to sit out there in our backyard. I can't talk today. Our backyard faces west, so we get some great evening sun. It can get really hot back there too, though. Did I ink up this side? I'll just give it a quick ink. Okay, so we're almost ready to go on to our next step, which is gluing these panels in together. Set our ink to the side. Okay, now this is where it can be a little tricky in the fact that if we're using art glitter glue, we don't have a lot of wiggle room time. So you want to be really careful when you glue this in. If you're using another glue like Elmer's or whatever, you've got a little bit more room to get it kind of situated in there. But if you're using art glitter like me, you kind of got to be a little more precise when you put this down because it does grab quickly. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the glue. We're going to put the glue, this is our 4-inch piece. We're going to put the glue on the middle rectangle. So if I fold it together, this is the middle of the rectangle, and I'm just going to put some along, whoops, the edges. Just kind of leaving a little room on the edge just for some squishage of that glue when it kind of pops out on us there. And a little bit in the middle like that. Okay, we're going to open this up. How do I want this to go? I think this way. Okay. Now, got to line it up. Again, we don't want it too close to either edge of these fold lines. Now, I'm not sure if you can see those fold lines. Maybe what I'll do is quickly give this an ink, like so that you can see them. A little easier for you to see them. Okay, can you see that better? Alright, so now what we're going to do, let's write again, is kind of center it in there. Sorry, I'm going to ink up these two so you can see them. I should have thought of this before I glued, but oh well. We'll get it. Now also getting glue all over my fingers, but can't be helped. Okay. We'll just slap a little bit more glue on here, just in case. Okay, we'll center that in there. Okay, and I'm just lightly placing it down just so I have some room before I press it to make sure it looks good on either side, and I think that is good. I'm going with it. Okay, we'll turn it back around here. Oh, I glued it upside down. That's okay. With this, thankfully with this pattern, it isn't really noticeable, so I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so now, the next thing that we want to do, I'm going to fold it nice. Hopefully, let's try this out. Fold, fold, and then this will fold like this. Okay. The next thing that we want to do is, before we put in our insider liner papers, we want to put on our little tuck piece here. So, going to grab that little square that we had left over. What could we do? Now you could glue. I used a brad on this one. I did 2 little circles and I put a brad in there. You can just use 1 circle, so that's a 1-inch circle that I used with my 1-inch circle punch. And then I have this little tiny, I don't know what that is, like 1/2 inch circle. And this one's from Recollections. So you can layer a couple circles like this if you like. Or you can just do 1 circle. You can glue or staple this circle on, or use a brad like I did. That's completely up to you. That's kind of how, again, another way you can alter this. So for this one, I'm not using any liner papers on this one again, so it's not going to be a big deal. But let's find some papers. I think this one would still go fairly well with that. So maybe what I'll do is I will use another one of these. So let me just punch this out. Again, this is a great way to use up your scrap papers. Just make little circles like this and use them as little tuck things. So we'll go ahead and let's go right about here. Open that up. So we've got 1 little circle, so that's our 1-inch circle. And for this little piece, I'm going to use this tiny one, just so it doesn't go flying. I'll put my hand over it. All right, now what we need to do is I like to ink this up a little bit. Again, you don't have to do this part if you're not an inker. You're either an inker or you're not. I think that's kind of how it goes. So just add a little bit of ink around this just to give it some definition so it stands out a little bit. There we go. Okay, now because I'm using a brad, I need to get my pokey tool and my pokey mat. So this is my self-healing mat. Got my pokey tool, and I'm going to do this kind of all at once. So I first want to figure out where on here this needs to sit to be a closure. So right about there. It'll tuck in nicely, and I have it down just a little bit so that the middle is like this edge of this top fold is not coming too close to the middle, because that's where we're going to put our brad. So I'm just going to hold this here, flip it open, put it on our self-healing mat. And then we're going to grab this little circle and we'll put it in the middle. Hopefully. Get that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to find the middle of that little circle and poke a hole with my Tim Holtz pokey tool. Okay, really trying to make that a nice sized hole. Again, not too big, but just enough for that brad to slip through there nicely. And I find I need to just kind of push it through a little bit more. So that should be good. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to grab a tiny brad that I have off to the side here. I can grab it with my fingers. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to put this brad through. Come on, work with me, little buddy. There we go. And open him up. Now I'm not really concerned about that brad showing. A couple different ways you can cover it, again, is with this liner paper. You can put that over top and then you won't even see that. You can also use washi tape. See, I have a little bit of rogue glue or ink here. I'm just going to use my glue eraser just to kind of clean that up a bit. I mean, I don't mind the grungy look, but that was just looking a little too much for me. Okay, so again, I could put washi tape over this. I think it's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. So there we go. So the one thing I didn't do with this one is we haven't decorated it. So we need to decorate the tops of these, and I thought we would do that together. So let me just kind of tidy up just a little bit here. Get some of this stuff put away, and then we'll bring out our fun decorating pieces. I'll give myself a little bit more room. I'm really trying hard to keep my craft space just a little bit cleaner because I also have to work during the weekdays here, so that's kind of important. So I've got some tickets, some labels. Maybe we need some butterflies. What else do we need? Bring out our definitions. Maybe we want some of that. And got some scraps just down by my feet. Music paper. We need maybe some book page. Some dictionary page here. Put that up there. Maybe a little doily. Some doily there. Let's start off with that. Okay, so let's start with this flap here. And what do we want? That's pretty white. I would have to just give that a little bit of inking just to take that white, that bright white down just a bit. Okay, I'm just using vintage photo for that. And just rip it there. Collaging is always the fun part, but it can also be stressful too if you're not sure of how you want it to look. I'll bring this out, and I'm going to take down the whiteness of this doily as well. There we go. Piece of cat hair on there, that's no good. Okay, so we've got that, we've got some doily. Let's look at our butterflies. There's something in here that we would like. I'm going to put this guy off to the side for a second. Put blue page over. What do we have? It's definitely too big. That's too big as well. Let's see. I have all these butterflies and I'm just not finding the right one. How is that even possible, right? All this stuff. Oh, here's one. That might look cute. Okay. Kind of like that. Let's put these away for a second. What else do we need on there? I think we need like a word or something, don't we? Where are my words? There they are. Got my little word box. Oh, I see one I like already. What about enjoy? This is where we fuss around with it just a little bit till we get it how we like it. What do you guys think of that? Can you see it? This definitely needs to be inked up though. So I'll just... I'm going to change the color of it a little bit. And then let's ink up the edges. That just makes it fit in with the colors just a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's cute. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use, what am I going to use? Let's maybe use some art glitter, just because this doily has just some fine pieces there. It lets us get into those kind of nooks and crannies there. And we'll stick that like that. And let's put this down. Again, you can use your glue stick for this. This is handy and open, so might as well use it. And then put a little butterfly up there. I think we need to ink the edges of him just a wee little bit. Again, if you're fussy cutting out images like this, sometimes again you get that kind of white edge around, and inking up the edges really kind of just hides that a bit, so it's not as noticeable. Alright, we'll stick our butterfly on. Then I think I need some assistance of my friend the tweezers, because this is just a little fiddly. I did get my nails filed down, but they're still kind of, this little piece is still kind of a bit small. Let's tuck that maybe right there. And tuck this in, and there we go. We have our first one done. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think that looks so cute. Again, you can add lace, any other little embellishments that you want. So let's go ahead and finish off the next one. And for this one, let's put you up over here. Let's use some dictionary page. I think I want this inked up just a little bit more. Okay. Let's see if we can keep this tucked down like so. And let's use some dictionary. Maybe like that. What do we have? I think I need to make some more words. I don't have a lot of small ones. I have lots of kind of like bigger phrases, but not smaller ones. Let's see. I kind of like that kind. Let's go with that. And what else do we want? Do we need a label? Maybe we need a label instead of a word. Let's do that. What kind of label though? There's so many possibilities that we can do with this that, quite honestly, it's overwhelming. What do we want? What do we want? Put that there. Let me take a look at what else I have. I wonder if I have any teeny tiny Tim Holtz people. Do I have a teeny tiny? Got that little kid. What else do I have? I haven't used very many of my Tim Holtz people. It's a baby. Don't know if I'm feeling the baby. Do I have any teeny tiny adults? Do I just have the kids? Oh. This girl, she kind of looks like she has her hand on something. Maybe we can work with her a bit. Oops. Put her there. Make it look like her hand's on the label. Not really digging that. Not really digging that. Okay. Oh, here's an adult. Oh, I kind of like that dark contrast on there. Okay, let's just stop fussing with that. We'll use her. Now we just need a label of some sort. Maybe a little bit of lace. Let's see what we have in my tiny. So we could use some burlap. Need some scissors. Okay. I like the burlap. I'm not digging the label. We need a different label. Not pharmacist. What's this? Archaeological? Nope. These labels are just a little bit too big. What about one that goes up and down? Gonna keep looking. Bear with me. Not the blue one. Again, tons of labels, just not the right one. Oh. This one says petticoats. Let me just cut this off here. Didn't do a very good job fussy cutting. Maybe, what happens if we just nip off the corners? Maybe because it's so square, I'm not liking it. So we'll nip off the corners on this one. Okay, not the burlap, the petticoats. Need to find a nice little piece. I could put that up there. Maybe let's do that. Okay, we'll get rid of all this burlap. Let's first, okay, I know I want this for sure. So let's glue that down. And I've got that. And let's put this up top here. Oh my goodness. It's all rolled up on me. Right about there. For this I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. Actually, I have a little bottle. I just decanted some in this little kind of squeeze bottle. It just comes out a little bit finer detailed, especially when you're using delicate lace. Come on. Alright, let's try that out. Now make sure we've got it going the right way. I think this is the right way. Stick that on there. Just gonna hold it down just for a little bit, just so it catches. There. And let's ink up the edges. This again gets rid of those white edges on your elements. Put her there. Maybe put that there. Still needs a little something there. What do we want? Let's try a little bit of this doily. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go with it. Okay. Throw this stuff all back in here. Back on my shelf. And I want to tone down that doily just a little bit. Got to be really delicate here so I don't rip it. And this will ink up the edges. And let's see here. Glue down. Oh, I have some escaping glue from my bottles. Grab a dry wet wipe. It likes to bubble up, so I gotta remember to put my pin back in it right away, just so it doesn't do that. Alright, we're gonna put this down first. No, I'm gonna put this down first. Okay, doily first. And I can actually use my tweezers here. Put that about there. Use this label now. And let's put that about there. And now a little Tim Holtz person. Excellent. Well, let's take a look at what we have made today. So again, this is, what did I call this? This is the Matchbook style fold out journal spot. Again, this is courtesy of MS Scrapbusters and Camilla Crafts where I saw it. Again, go check out their videos to see how they did theirs as well. But this is just a really quick, fun piece of ephemera that you can either stick in a pocket. You can actually, again, make it a pocket or a tuck. Folds out beautifully for lots of writing space. Again, if you want, you can put little pockets inside to create, you know, more tuck spots. You can actually create another fold out. You could, you know, again, have another piece attached to here and have it fold out more, fold out up. There's endless possibilities that you can do with these. These just are really, really fun elements to add to your journals. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss item number 5 that's coming up. Wow, we're already at item number 5. So thanks again, guys, and P.S. I love you.